What's up, you guys, and welcome back to my channel. Okay, welcome back to my channel. If you're not already subscribed, I'll give you a second to subscribe. Go ahead. No, it's okay, I'm patient. Okay, that was more than enough time. As y'all can see by the title, I am so excited to do this story time, y'all. At first I was hesitant to do this because I'm a little scared, I'm not gonna lie. And I don't mean scared like scared, I mean scared like, if you know what I mean. Okay, you guys really love my story times. Like, I don't even gotta keep saying that. Obviously the girls like the story times. I'm gonna keep doing vlogs and stuff just because I love doing vlogs and I want to get better. I never have to worry about you guys liking these story times because your girl got stories for days. Okay, I got stories for days. I really shouldn't have these many stories because the stories I be telling do not be good stories, but it's okay because I go through shitty experiences so that I can tell y'all. So y'all can sit back and get y'all popcorn and enjoy the misery that I get put through, okay? I mean, this one's not that serious. I wouldn't call it, you know, misery or anything crazy like that, but it definitely was. Comment City say weird. Before I get into this video, make sure you comment, like, and subscribe. Get this video to 1,000 likes, because I know y'all can do it. Get this video to 1,000 likes, and I'm going to give you guys one of the most juicy stories that I have. I know y'all want that. Yeah. So y'all know that it's not a Chester story time without, you know, without notes, because your girl didn't really take notes in school like that because I didn't really need to. But for this, I need notes because I don't want to miss out on anything. I probably still will. Y'all know I be all jumbled all over the place. I be a mess, but I'm gonna try my best. Okay, I'm gonna try my damn bitch, I'm Dr. Seuss today. I'm rhyming like a mug. But yeah, I'm gonna try my best to stay in order. I have some receipts for this story as well. Like obviously, like, the crazy shit in this story isn't stuff that I could back up with receipts because it's like what happened in real life. But just like the little shit that, you know, I'm trying to say, I got receipts. Okay, so oh, and by the way, y'all, I might be putting my life on the line telling y'all this story, so y'all better like it. Okay, to start off this story in the first place, you guys know I gotta give her a name. I don't really know what to call her. I know that I be coming through with the little names on these story times, so I gotta give a good name. Let me think on it, and then I'm gonna come back. Okay, so I think I got a name for her. I think I'm gonna call her Casper. It was between Casper and Ninja. I'm not really sure. I think I'm gonna call her Ninja. Yeah, I think I'm gonna call her Ninja. So girl, if you watching this you? Okay, so let me start back from the very beginning. So as you guys know, 2019 we got hit with the quarantine. We got hit with, and so I don't know about you guys, but that's when I first got into TikTok. Like, that's why when it comes to, I have a love-hate relationship with the virus. Yes, I know it's killed thousands of people, you guys. I'm not trying to make it a lighthearted conversation or situation. My great grandma also passed away from RIP to my abuelita. But as far as like the quarantine, I'm not somebody who like extremely hates the quarantine. Like, I don't hate the quarantine and when we got stuck at home for 2 weeks, because I'm very much a homebody. Okay, I like to be at home. I go out from time to time, you know, like my friends can drag me out the house, but I like to be at home. Okay, I don't have no problem. The quarantine didn't really change my routine at all. I wasn't going nowhere but work. Anyways, if you guys don't know, I have a TikTok account that currently has 1.1 million followers. So if you guys are into catching cheaters or just any kind of, if you guys like TikTok, y'all should go follow me on TikTok. It's the same name as my YouTube name, period. But yeah, I started making TikToks during the quarantine because I didn't really have shit to do. And if you guys were on TikTok heavily in like 2019, early 2020, there were videos going viral about people finding friends on Tinder. And it was like this girl, she had made a Tinder account, and she put it for just women to find girls around her, and like she would go to lunch with girls and she would make friends. Because I don't know about y'all, but it's harder to make friends now that we're adults. Like, it's harder to make friends now that we're not in high school. If you're in college, it's gonna be easier to make friends, but if you're not in college anymore, or you're not in college at all and you're not in high school, it's gonna be more difficult to make friends. After seeing all those trends on TikTok and seeing that people actually had successful relationships and friendships out of Tinder, I went and made me a Tinder. I set it to show women only. So I wanted them to show me only women. I didn't want, you know, I didn't want to see no men because I got a man. So I came across a bunch of different girls' profiles that, you know, we matched with each other, a whole bunch of girls. Remember at the end of the story that I made a Tinder because this is gonna make sense. And even if you guys can kind of like put two and two together during the story, that's not the main idea here. There's a lot of crazy shit that happened, but I don't feel like spoiling this little part that you can probably already guess. But just remember that I made a Tinder and I had matched with all these girls. I really didn't follow through with like the messaging and trying to like link up with these girls and nothing. It really just was, I swiped and swiped and swiped. I probably did it for like one day. Like that day that I downloaded and created my Tinder, I probably swiped on all those girls and matched with a bunch of girls and never really did anything else with it. So I had a bunch of, if you know how Tinder is set up, like I just had a bunch at the top of the app, a bunch of girls that had matched back with me that I could start a message thread with, but I didn't, and I left Tinder alone, whatever. During the beginning of quarantine, I worked at this beauty supply store in my city. And by the way, I hated that job. Next to that beauty supply store was a thrift store. And another thing, during the quarantine, I had like went through this Y2K phase where like I was heavy on the Hello Kitty, heavy on the baby fat jeans, heavy on the Juicy Couture tracksuits. If you were following me at this time, you know like what I was on. Like I was on the FUBU, all of that stuff, you guys. Like I still like tracksuits and, you know, streetwear that kind of is mixed with Y2K, but I'm no longer like investing in a style. I kind of just wear whatever I like now, which I feel like that's so much easier. I was going to the thrift store a lot, especially during my break. I could just walk to the thrift store from the beauty supply store, or after work I would go to the beauty supply store, and that was really my alone time. I didn't spend too much alone time. If I wasn't at work, I was really with my man, but he didn't like to go to the thrift store with me like that, so I would go to the thrift store by myself. That was the day that I was shopping at the thrift store after work, and there were some girls there. There were probably like 4 girls at the beauty supply store, at the thrift store with me, and it was this girl, Ninja, and I didn't know her, and it was like 2 other girls that were together. So Ninja was by herself shopping at the thrift store, and then there were these 2 friends. I'm not going to give them a name because they were not significant to the story, but I'm just letting you know that there was more than just Ninja at the thrift store shopping. And you know, the girls that were there as friends, like the 2 girls that were there together, they were hyping me up. They were like, girl, you are so pretty, like, girl, did you find anything cute? Like, it was like their first time thrifting there, and they were asking me like, does that particular thrift store have cute stuff normally? Because it's really a hit or miss with thrift stores, especially when you in the hood. Like the thrift stores in the hood don't really be having, you know, they don't be having the gems for real, because when you go to a nice area like the rich area, they just be dropping off anything that is expensive. They be dropping off the good shit because they don't care about it. But when you go to the hood, it's like it's a hit or miss. I don't really, you know, talk to strangers first necessarily, but if somebody's talking to me, you know, and they're giving me good energy, good vibes, I'm gonna talk to them. Like, why wouldn't I? So I was talking to them, and then Ninja, there's this girl, she's by herself, she's trying on jeans, and she sees me try on some I think it was some sweatpants, or it might have been those baby fat jeans that I'm gonna show you guys that little clip. But yeah, she saw me trying some on because during the quarantine there were no open dressing rooms at this thrift store. So I was like, you know what, there's some mirrors here, I'm gonna just put them on over my leggings, because I wore nothing but leggings to work. So I just slid jeans, or I slid like sweatpants over my leggings to try them on to see if I could fit them and stuff. So she was like, ooh, I think I'm gonna do that. So she like stood in the mirror by me, and she was doing it too, and like she was super friendly, guys. She was cheesing. She was like, oh my god, girl, I should have did that. I should have been doing that with all my jeans. And she started putting them on, and she was talking to me, and she was like, girl, you're so cute. She was giving me good energy, overwhelmingly good energy. And I know that sounds like, girl, what's wrong with that? Nothing's wrong with that, but it was just like she was throwing all her positive energy at me. So she was like, girl, you're so cute. I hate coming to the thrift store by myself. Like, do you live around here? And I was like, yeah, I live around here. I work right here at the beauty supply store. And she was like, OMG, like, we should thrift together. I just got into thrifting. And guys, this made me excited. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I don't have that many close female friends. I really don't do stuff. Like, I don't do a lot of things. Now I do way more than back then, but especially with the quarantine, I wasn't doing anything, and thrifting was something fun that I could do. How people were really coming for you. If you weren't at home during the quarantine, they were coming for you like, girl, why are you out during the quarantine? But like, bitch, I need clothes. Like, what? I need to wear clothes. So I was going to the thrift store. So she was like, let me get your number, like we can start going thrifting together. What's your Instagram? Like all this and all that. And I was like, okay. So I gave her my number, I gave her my Instagram, I gave her my Snapchat. She wanted the whole 9. I gave her everything. And yeah, we ended up like finishing up shopping in that thrift store together, and then we ended up going home. And y'all, before we even left, this girl was like, girl, do you want to go to another thrift store right now? Like, I got my truck. And I was like, I don't know. I just met you like literally like 5 minutes ago, girl, and I'm ready to go home. I just was at work, and I told her, I was like, you know what, no, we can do another day. So yeah, basically I went home and she was texting me. We were talking about how we got into thrifting, stuff like that. Like, things were good vibes. I'm like, okay, this girl is cool. Girls supporting girls, period. Psych. The next day rolls around and she's texting me and she's like, hey girl, when did you want to go thrifting? When did you want to go shopping? And I was like, you know what, I didn't really find shit at the thrift store yesterday, so baby, we can run that back. Like, we can go today. So I was like, oh, like, we can go today. Do you want me to pick you up? Like, how do you want to do it? You want to meet there? Like, what's up? And she was like, we can meet there, but which thrift store do you want to go to? And like, I was looking at thrift stores near me, and there was a thrift store like about 20 minutes from my house. It was a Goodwill. I pulled up, skirt boom, to this thrift store, and she was there. She had like this pickup truck. So when we went into this Goodwill, we were shopping in there for a good like 30 minutes. Like, I don't even know, it was probably like 30 to 45 minutes. We were in there, we was looking through the whole store. It was a big ass Goodwill, and I'm not gonna lie, at this point in my life, when I was working at the beauty supply store, I did not have money like that. I was living with my brother. Me and my boyfriend were living together at my brother's house, and I was really struggling. So that's part of why I was thrifting, because you can find really cute things for a really affordable price at the thrift store. So I was like, you know what, this is perfect. My style is cheap and I'm broke. I'm not saying you gotta be broke to go to the thrift store, because baby, I know people that get money that go to the thrift store. I still go to the thrift store now. It's especially good for people who don't got guap like that. Like, I didn't have bread, so where do you go when you don't have bread and you want some cute ass clothes? The thrift store. And this thrift store did have dressing rooms that were open. When we're in the dressing room, you guys, I told her I was finna go grab a couple more things, because a lot of the stuff I brought into the dressing room I couldn't fit. So I was like, hold on, I'm finna go find some more things to bring into the dressing room, because this girl had hella stuff. She had hella stuff to change into, so she wasn't leaving that dressing room anytime soon, and there was already like a little line for the dressing room. So I was like, hold on, I'm finna go get some more shit to come try on. So she was like, okay. So I left my purse in there, I left everything in there. Mind you, I had a black bag that was like the size of this. It was like a little tote like this, and it was big as stuff. It was big as shit, and it has stuff in it. Like, it's gonna feel heavy regardless of if there's a lot of stuff. Like, this doesn't have a lot of stuff in it, but it still feels heavy just because the bag is big, you know what I'm saying? So I had a big old bag like that with me, that I was bringing around, and it had, you know, it had my wallet, it had my lip gloss, it had my stuff in there. So I left it in there. I went out to go get some more stuff, and then she stayed in the dressing room with my bag and other things. So I get a call from her, and she's like, hey girl, I didn't end up fitting or liking anything that I was trying on, so I'm gonna just go ahead and wait for you in the car, because we had already spoken about leaving. Like, as soon as we were done trying on stuff, we were just gonna go, because we had been there for a minute and we was getting hungry and stuff. And I was like, okay, that's fine, I'm gonna come to the dressing room, because my stuff was in there. So I was like, I'm gonna come to the dressing room, and then, you know, we could leave. As soon as I get to the dressing room door, guys, she like speed walks out of the dressing room, like to the car. Like, she leaves out of the building, she's walking fast as hell to the car. She gets to the car, and I don't think of nothing of it at the time, because she just told me she was gonna go wait in the car, and I'm just like, maybe this bitch is a fast walker, so I mean, you know, do you. So I got my stuff, I grabbed my purse, and I headed out of the building. I walked out the building by myself, and you know, shit was cool. So we got to the car, we followed each other. We were going to my brother's house, because that was where I was living, and yeah, we were done at the Goodwill. We was out. We get back to my brother's house, and she's like, girl, check your purse. I'm like, check my purse? Tell me why this bitch put probably 3 shirts that she done got, that she was trying on, rolled up, tags still on. This bitch done put probably 3 pairs of sunglasses that she had. She had a whole bunch of shit in my purse that she had folded and stuffed at the bottom of my purse. And y'all, the problem isn't even that she decided to steal, it's the fact that she put it in my purse, and then she wanted to walk out of the building by herself, and she wanted me to come back, grab my bag, and walk out the building by myself. Why didn't you tell me? Like, when you're with your friend and you're stealing, you gotta tell your friend. Your friend needs to know that that's what you're doing, especially if you're gonna try to put it in their bag. Bitch, I would not have let you put that shit in my bag if you would have told me that. And bitch, if we stealing, let me know. Like, I'm just playing. we all used to you know, take a little donation from Walmart back in the day and stuff like that. And, you know, for legal purposes, I'm just joking.
What did he say?
Now, look, baby, I don't look good in orange. I got some bread, so I'm not stealing. I'm not doing none of that. So I'm like, girl, why did you do that? And she was like, cause I mean, I saw you had a big purse, so you know, there's room for opportunity in there. And she was just laughing it off, and I was like, girl, I don't really like that. I didn't come at her no type of way. I was just like, girl, don't do that. Next time you can let me know that's what you want, cause like I'm not on shit like that. I got a job. You know, I'm trying to do right. I'm not trying to do little stupid shit like that, especially stealing from a thrift store. We stealing stuff from the thrift store. Come on. But yeah, I'm telling her like I don't fuck with that, and she just brushes it off, y'all. She's like, oh, my bad, girl, haha, and she just laughs it off. So later on that night, we're chilling, and my brother's wife, she's older, she's like 25, so she's like, yeah, I want to come to the club. And I'm like, duh, girl, I want to go to the club. Like, I'm not 21, I'm 20 now, and at the time I was 19 or 18. I think I was 19. And I go to these lounges with my brother, with my sister-in-law all the time, because these little lounges in Atlanta don't really be IDing like that, and they just be letting anybody in, especially if you look like you're old enough. They just be letting you in and shit like that. And if they do ID you and you're underage, they usually just make you pay, you know, cash out them $20 or some shit, and they let you in. But they tell you, like, if we see you drinking in there, then it might be a different story. But if you're just trying to come in and chill, like, you can come in. I've been to this lounge plenty of times. I could put a little clip right here of when I've been to the lounge before. It's never been no issues. There's never been no drama. We never got ID. She invites us, and it's supposed to be my sister-in-law, her friend, another one of her friends, me, and then this girl. And so we're all talking about it, and I'm basically telling Ninja, like, girl, it is completely fine. Don't mention anything about IDs. We don't gotta, you know, we don't gotta have an ID. Just don't look nervous, and like just chill, and we're gonna go through security because they be patting you down, and then we just gonna go in and it's gonna be cool. And she was like, oh yeah, okay, that sounds lit. Like, she's acting all excited. She's like, okay, that's a bet. Like, that's cool. We're all getting ready and stuff like that, and she's like, girl, I really don't want to wear like what I got from the thrift store to the club. Is it okay if I borrow an outfit? And I'm not a hater. Like, I'm not a hating ass friend. As long as you give me my clothes back, baby, you can wear whatever you want. My closet is yours. And she tried on probably like 4 or 5 outfits, you guys, and she had put them on the side of my bed. Like, she was like trying different ones on, and she finally went with my Playboy jacket. I had this Playboy jacket. It was white, and it had I'm gonna just insert a picture of me wearing it, like right here. It was like a Playboy collaboration with Misguided. I don't even think you can find that jacket anymore. Don't quote me, but I was in love with that jacket at the time, y'all. I was like, I told her, I was like, girl, that is my favorite jacket. You can wear it, but just make sure you give it back to me, please, because I really love that jacket. And she was like, yeah, girl, I'll give it to you when we get back. Like, it's nothing. Like, I just want to wear it there. When we get back, I'll give it back to you, whatever. So I was like, okay, cool. So she wore that, and we started riding out to go to the club. We bad biddies in the city, you know what I'm saying? So boom, we get to the club, and there's a long ass line, y'all. There's a long ass motherfucking line. It's probably like, I don't even know, like 20 to 50 people in line, and that shit is going slow because security is patting down everybody, making sure you don't got no guns, weapons. They taking people's mace off their keychains, taking people's tasers out their purse. They checking bags and all that. So we standing in this line, I'll say, no exaggeration, we standing in this line for a good 45 minutes. It's chilly outside, y'all. I heard security telling people, like, we either can take your mace and not give it back to you, or you can throw it away, you can bring it to the car, woo-de-woo. So I walked all the way to the, like, back of the parking lot where we fucking parked, because there was no parking. I put my mace up, I put my taser up, I put, like, my lighter up. I put shit that I saw them taking. I did all of that. We did all of this shit trying to get into this motherfucking club. I got my money. We was you know, we was ready. 10 years later, we get to the top of the line. One by one, we're going through. My sister-in-law gets through, then I'm next. So I get through, and now it's time for Ninja to get through. And this bitch gonna say, oh, do we need our IDs? Because I don't think I have mine. What? Didn't we just talk about how we don't need to mention IDs because they don't ID here unless you mention IDs, and then there's a whole nother situation? So the security guard is over here like, oh, are you guys under 21? And we're like, no. And he's like, well, I'm gonna have to check IDs. So he takes us back outside through the doors, and he's asking us for IDs. So my sister and all of them, they're already looking at me like, girl, it's dead. That shit is a dub. There's no way we're going in now, because not only are you underage, this bitch that just done snitched is underage too. So we gonna have to go ahead and wrap this up. And they're over here chopping it up with him like, can we cash app you? And he's like, nah. Like, I think he was low-key pissed that she said that, because somebody else could have heard her and like realized that he wasn't doing his job, So he was like, nah, like, I'm gonna have to, you know, I have to see y'all ID. Like, I should have asked for y'all ID from the get and shit like that. So we're pissed. We make that fucking 20-meter walk all the way back to the car. So we're riding back to my brother's house, and she's texting me and shit, and she's like, we should have did something just the two of us, because the vibe is off. Girl, duh, the vibe is off, because you just screwed up the whole operation. You just wasted everybody's time. Everybody done spent an hour or more getting ready, and everybody had to meet up at the same spot to all ride here together. We drove 45 minutes to get to this club, and you gonna say that dumbass shit when we get to the line? Girl, duh, the vibe is gonna be off. And why? What do you mean we should have did something just the two of us? Like, girl, are you trying to get me alone?
I'm in danger.
It was probably like midnight or like 1 o'clock in the morning. So she's like, well, can I spend the night, because my parents aren't gonna be too happy with like me coming home really late, and like, can I just spend the night? I'll leave in the morning and shit like that. Because I felt like she was saying it like she knew that we was pissed at her, but like we were still being nice to her. So she, you know, I guess she was still comfortable with spending the night. So I was like, yeah, girl, that's fine. Because at this point, I'm ready for this girl to go. I don't know if I'm an empath or what, but I can usually tell when people are bad vibes, like people are no good. And like, I was getting that vibe from her, like the more and more I hung with her. So she ends up staying over, you know, we're spending the night. It's probably like 3 o'clock in the morning when we end up going to sleep. You know, I gave her, you know, a pillow, because my boyfriend, again, I stayed in the room with my boyfriend. Like, we had a room in my brother's house, and my boyfriend was sleeping on the bed, and I made like a pallet with her, because, you know, I didn't want to sleep in the bed with my boyfriend and like leave her on the floor. So it's like 6 o'clock in the morning, and me and my boyfriend hear like a loud thud, like we hear like a boom, like a loud noise, and we're like, what the fuck? So I wake up, you know, I'm all crusty, I'm wiping my eyes and shit. I'm like, what the fuck was that? And he's like, you heard that? And I'm like, what the fuck was that? The whole house is like awake at this point. Everybody's like, what the hell? This girl is not on the floor with me no more. I'm like, where the fuck did this bitch go? Like, this bitch is a ninja. This bitch disappeared. This girl was nowhere to be found, you guys. Like, I checked the bathroom. I was like, maybe she's using the bathroom and made a noise. She wasn't in the bathroom. She wasn't in the kitchen. She wasn't in the living room. And the door was unlocked. Because we went to sleep. The door was locked at the time. And when we went downstairs after that noise, the door was unlocked. So the bitch left. This bitch left at like 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning. When she just told me that, you know, she was spending the night, and she told me she was gonna leave at like 11 or 12. Like, we had already talked about the fact that we wasn't gonna wake up until probably afternoon because it was so late. I told her I would walk her out. I would probably say hi to her folks. Like, she didn't tell me she was just gonna leave early as fuck in the morning, like 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning while I'm asleep, especially slamming the motherfucking door on the way out. Mind you, her car is still sitting in the parking lot, because when we came back from the thrift store, we all rode in my sister-in-law's car to the club. So her car was still here, but she was saying that her parents didn't want her to drive home really late. So this bitch can drive home at 5 o'clock in the morning, 6 o'clock in the morning. We see her driving off like she's gone. And you guys know what else was gone? Do y'all know what else was gone? My fucking clothes that she said she was gonna give me back. And y'all know what else she left with? All those outfits that she was trying on that were on the corner of my bed that she tried on and that she didn't end up picking to go, you know, to the club. Those other outfits that she put on, she took those too. They were gone. In that room, I had a window seal that like it laid out. I'm probably gonna put a picture for an example, but I had a lot of stuff on that window seal. I had lashes, I had some money, I had a bunch of stuff on that window seal, because we didn't have like a dresser that had too much room in there. So like I would put stuff on the window seal. It was like enough space to put a fucking TV right there. So my money was gone, my lashes were gone, the outfits were gone, the jacket was gone, and the bitch was gone. So I'm like, what the fuck? So I'm ready to fight this bitch. I'm like, this bitch is gonna leave in the middle of the night and she gonna steal from me? You gonna have to run my one, because that's not happening. I end up going back to sleep. The house goes back to sleep. I assure them that it's fine, that I'm gonna handle it. And the next morning I wake up and I'm going to text her, like, you know, I'm trying to, you know, see what's going on. Like, but I wake up to a text that's basically like, girl, I just want to let you know that you're too aggressive for me. I don't need anybody aggressive in my life. I'm going through stuff right now and you're just too aggressive for me. Aggressive? Girl, like, I've never argued with this girl a day in my life. I never argued with this girl a day in my life. Everything that went on that I talked about is everything that went on all together because I just met her. We never argued about shit. Even when she did the shit at the thrift store, I told her that I didn't fuck with it, but I didn't say it. I mean, maybe it came off aggressively, but I was just like, girl, like, next time just don't do that because, you know, I don't want that responsibility on me. And she was like, girl, like, she was playing it off. Like, in no way did she ever seem offended or intimidated by me. So she, like, and even if she was, girl, what the fuck does it have to do with you stealing my shit? But nowhere in the text did she mention her stealing my shit. She didn't say shit about taking my clothes or my money or my lashes. It was just a message about how she doesn't think this friendship is gonna work because I'm too aggressive and she's not the kind of person that can deal with that. And then she blocked me. So I ended up like DMing her, I think from another account, and I was just like, girl, so you gonna write this message about me being aggressive, but you not gonna mention how you stole my shit? She just kept blocking me on every account. It even got to the point where I started to be nice to her and was like, girl, like, if I really did come off aggressively, I apologize. I was never trying to be like that. I actually wanted to be cool with you. Like, maybe it was a misunderstanding. Maybe we can work it out in an attempt to rekindle so that I can whoop her ass and get my shit. Because what the fuck, I have never experienced no weird ass shit like that. Like, something has to be happening wrong with her, you guys. Like, what the fuck? Eventually I gave up. I was like, you know what, materialistic things don't matter. Clearly something's wrong with this girl, and it was just giving me an icky feeling. Like, I didn't want to keep pursuing trying to get my shit back or trying to meet up with her, because you never know what people are capable of nowadays. Like, people, especially people you don't know and stuff. So I'm like, yeah, no, I don't like that. You know, I can make that money back. I can order some new lashes. I mean, fuck that Playboy jacket, because I think that was a one-on-one. Well, not a one-on-one, but I think that was limited edition. So, but it's a jacket. I mean, it's my life or it's a jacket. You get what I'm saying? As far as the Tinder shit that I told you guys about, probably like a month or two later, I ended up going back on my Tinder and looking at the girls that I ended up matching with. And y'all, she was one of them. If you guys think I'm reaching, let me know. If you guys think that this could be possible, let me know. But on my Tinder profile, I had a bunch of pictures, and I also had a picture of me. It was like a silly picture of me in my beauty supply store work shirt. I had on my staff shirt, and it said like the store on it. Not to mention, Tinder lets you know how far somebody is from you. Like, it'll say 0.2 miles from you. It'll say woot woot woot. So I started to think that maybe she saw my account and she saw that shirt, and I must have been really close to her, and maybe she like, maybe the bitch came to the fucking thrift store knowing that I worked at that beauty supply store. Because like, what the fuck? How did I have you matched? Like, by the time that I checked that Tinder, it said I matched with her like a month or two ago, and that was around the time that I met her. So I don't know, that gives me weird ass vibes. And now that like, she was like, we should have did something, just the two of us. Like, why? That just scares me, guys. Like, that just long story short, you guys, making friends is always a beautiful thing. Like I said, it's harder to do it now that we're older and stuff like that, but you gotta really be careful, because not everybody has pure intentions. Not everybody has a good heart like you, and if you're the person that doesn't have the good heart or the pure intentions, then do better. Okay, baby, you need to do better, because she was cool as hell until she wasn't. You know what I'm saying? And that's usually how it is. People be cool until they're not, and then it just be weird. So hopefully Ninja is not watching this. And I gave her the name Ninja because like, she's like a thief in the motherfucking night. She just left out the fucking house without a sound. Like, I didn't hear her get up. Those floors are creaky as well. I didn't hear her get up. I didn't hear her walk down them creaky ass stairs. None of that. Like, I didn't hear none of that shit. The only thing I heard was her slamming the fucking door, and I bet she did that shit on purpose. Like, she was just giving spooky vibes all night. Like, for her to say, do we need our IDs, knowing that we just spoke about it, like, I felt like she had an alternative motive. You know what I'm saying? She had other plans for the night, and I was getting played, and then I got robbed. Oh yeah, I didn't end up missing anything, but I did add in here that she even stole some of my used cosmetic stuff, y'all. This girl took like, not even just my lashes, but I had some other stuff missing in my like I had some lotion and shit. Like, she took a bunch of shit, y'all. But yeah, that's the end of this story time. If you didn't learn anything, just learn to observe people, and don't be too quick to like let people come to where you live and stuff like that. Because like, this bitch I mean, I don't live there anymore, but this bitch could have like pulled up on me and like aired the shit out. Like, you never know what people are gonna do, you know what I'm saying? If you guys like this story time, make sure you leave a like, comment down below other videos that you guys want to see from me. I should have a weekend in my life coming out this weekend because I'm gonna be seeing my family and doing some fun stuff. So I'm definitely gonna try to vlog that. Follow me on my social media so we can be mutuals in the description box below. Turn on post notifications so you never miss when I post, because baby, you need to be here. I will be taking attendance. And yeah, I love you guys so much. Thank you guys so much for 6K. We're on the road to 10K, period. And yeah, I will catch y'all in the next one. Bye.